They're not quite beach waves, and they're just not regular curls either. The term Utah curls is once again trending nationwide, mostly thanks to Utah-based social media influencers and reality TV personalities. The look refers to loose curls with sort of a straight and relaxed end. And in today's Style File, we ask, is this really a look we want to own? Studio 5 style and beauty contributor Megan Moore is here with her take. Gonna ask you straight out, sister, are you a fan of the Utah curls?
I like it, but I like it in kind of a not as extreme way. I like a straighter end, but not quite as straight as some of it that I've seen. So I kind of like a hybrid.
Okay, did I describe it well enough?
Yeah, Utah curls have two distinct features. One being that the roots are pretty straight and that the ends are pretty straight.
The volume's in the middle.
The volume in the curl is actually through the middle. So that's what really kind of makes it something different than what we're seeing in other places. So I will say it's funny to us because I think we see this and don't think anything of it. It's just kind of normal here. But then it's kind of blown up on social media. Other people in other places are like, this is weird. This is different than what we do where we live.
Even for us on the inside,
Yes.
Do you think we'll look back and say that was weird?
I think we'll look back and say that was a trend, right? Same as the 80s bangs and the 90s, the 80s bangs and the 90s, the 90s Rachel, right? We'll look back and say that was a trend that lasted for a certain period of time, and then we'll move on from it.
And does length or texture of hair play a role in if you can pull this off or not?
Any length can pull it off, but it is more common in long hair. And I think the reason that it really started was because as we have longer hair and we add curl, we also add horizontal volume, and we kind of get into that triangle head. And nobody really likes that. And that happens at short hair too. So I think where it started is if we keep our ends longer, the hair lays longer and flatter, so it doesn't kind of grow outwards. And I think that's really where it started. And then we're just all so used to it. It doesn't seem weird to us.
It's just a thing now.
It's just a thing.
Do we want to do this with dirty hair?
I would say it doesn't necessarily have to be clean, but the smoother it is before, the smoother it's going to be after, right?
Okay.
Because we are leaving the roots and the ends straight, so if they're frizzy and crazy, they're going to be frizzy and crazy, right? So it does need to be somewhat smooth before you even start.
Okay, you're asked a lot how to do this.
Yes, how to do this.
It is a common question.
It is a common question. So I'm going to give you two. I brought two irons. One's a little bit more advanced. One's a little bit more foolproof that anybody can do. And the longer your hair is, the longer the barrel needs to be to make this work.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, so I really like this one by Hot Tools. It's affordable and it has the long barrel option, right? Okay, so should we do this?
Let's do it.
Let's show you how to do it. Okay, so coming up to my hair, I kind of have curl underneath and straight on top. This is the weirdest I've ever come to work. Okay, so we're going to grab our section. We're going to open, this is a clamp, one that has a clamp. We're going to open it. The key here is we want to go into the middle of the hair and we want to go all the way down to the bottom of that clamp. Okay, and then we're going to roll back away from our face. Now, you can see I'm leaving about 3 inches at the top where I'm not taking it all the way, and my ends are left out, okay? And then I'm gonna slide down a little bit and go up a little bit further, but I've got to leave these ends out. You want at least 2 inches to get this look,
So keeping the heat concentrated toward the middle upper part of the
which
head.
is where we want that curl to live, right? And as we take it out, we're gonna get our curl through the middle, but our ends are left kind of straight. We're gonna leave it alone and make sure it cools before we brush it out.
Before we roll our hands through it.
Exactly. Okay, now this is a really cool option for beginners. My teens both have these. This is a beach waver, and this one does the rolling for you.
Oh.
So it's really nice. So I'm gonna grab another section. Let me see if I can, I don't have a mirror, people.
You're doing awesome.
This is
such
tricky.
a pro at work.
So this one has a clamp, but it's only down here on the bottom. So you're going to clamp the bottom and leave those ends out. And then this iron.
This freaks me out.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't want to leave it to a device, but okay.
It's super simple.
Doesn't tangle, doesn't...
No,
okay.
It's super simple. It just rolls in. It does the work for you. But again, I'm keeping the roots straight. I'm keeping my ends straight so that I don't have that curl through the end. And then as I take it out, I've got my wave, but I've got that kind of left, that beachy.
It does make sense when you say you don't want the triangle effect, that you'd want it to lay lean.
Right.
30 seconds, one more?
This is just another size of the beach waver. So you can so again, play around with size and the section that you use, because if you use a smaller section, you're gonna have way more definition. A bigger section is gonna be looser. So you do need to experiment a little bit there. And then after everything's cool, you wanna make sure you comb through it so that everything breaks up.
And product, just pomade or?
Pomade, a little bit of oil or hairspray. Kind of just depends on how you wanna finish your hair, but it is a fun thing to try. So, I mean, we can try it.
We're not knocking it.
I mean, it's fun.
It's there.
It's there. It's a trend.
How can we get more advice from you?
Always on thebeautysnoop.com and over on Instagram at BeautySnoop.
We'll link you over to both from our website, studio5.ksl.com. Megan, thank you so much.
You bet.
The Utah Curl tutorial is waiting for you there.